Welcome back. So last time we traveled to the first and talked to the soul of Elidibus, still trapped in the Crystal Tower, who told us that Elpis was not just a flower, but a place. But a place that only existed in the past, back when, before the world was sundered, and then he used up the last of his remaining ether to open a gateway for us to travel to the past. Which is where we are now. And we met Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus. We were very tiny, but Emmett Selk reinforced our ether and made us big. And then Hythlodaeus made us this fancy robe. And now we've met Hermes, who is the person who will become Fandaniel. And we're gonna help him get an axolotl out of a tree now. Where is he? There it is. It seems Hermes and Medion have found their quarry. Oh yeah, we met Medion too. A creature known in this age as an ambystoma. Yet, though it has been safely extricated from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite a predicament. The ambystoma. Hermes saw it high up in the tree. He climbed up to get it, but it jumped on him, and he slipped. Do you need a hand? Oh, no, I'm fine, if a little embarrassed. Now, for your own safety, please stand back. Hermes, are you all right? Quite all right, yes. My apologies for making you worry, Medion. Both you and, Osaka Hassenpfeffer. Osaka Hassenpfeffer, you are called. An intriguing name, somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. You may be able to fly, but that doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh no, I had forgotten all about its fellows. Oh, it's okay. Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus stayed. Truly, what a relief. I must thank Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus when I return to them. But first, with the distractions out of the way. As Chief Overseer of Elpis, permit me to welcome you to our facility. I hope you will enjoy your time here. Ponder, warrant, cherish, welcome. That is a line from the song Answers from the trailer for A Realm Reborn. Well, we mustn't keep the others waiting. Let us return to Anagnorisis. Okay. My apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind assistance, all the ambystomas are safe and well. I will presently send them back to their space, if you would go on ahead to the main building. Upon entering, you will see a table and chairs. A meeting area. We may speak there. Very well. Take care not to let the creatures slip away again. Now we go talk to Emmett Selk. Euclides, are you gonna come up with geometry? Eurydice. Yes. Everyone is Greek. Hi, Memnon.
This appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways. We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins. What? Will I have to remove you by force?
There are reasons I cannot speak freely.
Let's hear them then, these reasons of yours. Who knows? If I deem your mysterious cause worthy, I may even be inclined to offer my assistance.
I do not object to her attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps, but I believe she can be trusted. Meteion would not have taken to her so quickly otherwise. Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
As you wish, then.
For someone who will become one of the most powerful Asians and, you know, their leader and set up a whole bunch of empires across time, people walk all over him at Selk, it seems.
Behave yourself, do you hear?
Which is probably why he's the grumpy friend.
So, it's finally happened, then.
Aye. Van Daniel has declared his intention to step down and named you as his preferred successor. In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Van Daniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the Convocation?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Van Daniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the Star?
Of his own volition, yes, like so many others have before him.
Return to the star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Aetheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
I know of all this. I do. It's just, I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all. Oh no, I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
Come along, Meteon. I'm sorry, Oscar. I didn't mean. A walk. Perhaps we can go for a walk? Yes, we can go for a walk. The Hermes gets sad when he thinks about death. When others are sad, I'm sad too. That's how I am. How he made me. But don't worry, I'm fine now. So, why did you come here? You want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Oh, teach you. I can teach you. We could take turns. I'll tell you something, then you tell me something. Sounds like fun. It will be. It will be. Where to start? Yes, let's talk to Memnon. He should be near the Aetheryte. I'm not good at explaining, but Memnon is, so I'll have him explain instead. Meteon is now accompanying us. First, we have a conversational bubble. Ah, the Aetheryte. Anyone can use it to teleport anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere. Not to the ground or other isles. For that, you need teleporters. Oh, and permission. Hi, Memnon. Ah, what do we have here? Though you look like a person, you have the ears and tail of a beast. I assume you're a familiar like Meteon. Is there something you need? This is Asuka. Could you teach her about Elpis? Ah, newly arrived familiar, is she? Very well. I should be glad to introduce our fair facility to her. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make the star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ creation magics to bring forth new life. However, we cannot simply release our works into the wild, for it would lead to chaos. No, any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist. Testing which is conducted here in Elpis. Every candidate is subjected to rigorous study, in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats might be suitable, and speculate as to the effects they may have on the environment and other species. Should it be judged a beneficial addition to the star, it will be allowed to take its place in the world. The two of you, too, were created with the hope of making the star a better place, so heed your masters well and be good, do you hear? We will, Memnon, we will. Thanks for the lesson. You had a turn, now I get a turn. Where did you come from? From a place far, far away. Then I probably don't know it. I don't know much about other places. But this place is important to you. I can feel it. Oh, my power. I haven't told you about it. A creation. Let's find a creation. One not being watched. Then I'll explain my power. Okay. We've got... Ask about the Spriggan. Spriggans? What are Spriggans? Oh, no, we call them Orei. If there's many, if it's just one, it's an Oreus. Though they're cute, they can be naughty. Sometimes they run off with concept crystals, and Hermes has to run after them. Hello, motionless bird. It's a shoebill. Oh, this creation is perfect. But I don't remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new. Anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power. I can't read it. Or maybe there's nothing to read? Wait, please, wait. I'll try again. With you this time. Greetings. Can you hear me? This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me, and project my emotions to others in return. I am not actually speaking to you in your mind. Rather, you are converting my emotions into words and intention, a process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings, even should they communicate via unknown languages or other nonverbal means. As a consequence, I am clumsy at speaking. Yet, though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible, for everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbor an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. Did you hear me? Yes. Good. Now it's my turn again. So, what are you good at? Fighting, crafting, gathering, playing, it's a secret. Fighting. Ooh, fighting! That must mean you're strong. Hermes is strong too, but he doesn't like to fight, even when creations fight him. I think we might be bothering it. Let's keep going. We'll go and see Euanthe next. She's usually in a small building, one on the west row. Okay. Let's go find Euanthe. There she is. Well, well, if it isn't Meteon. I see you've brought a friend today. Greetings, Euanthe. An apple. Could you make me an apple? The kind Hermes likes, covered in syrup. I want to share it with Asuka. A candied apple. Hermes is certainly partial to them, but you know you can't eat Meteon. You weren't made to do so. But I like it too. It may seem that way, but it's due to your ability to share others' feelings. You've taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now, but I'll bring one for Hermes soon, I promise. I'm sorry, Asuka. I wanted to show you my favorite thing. Then I could ask you about yours, but I failed. Tell her what I like anyway. Be nice to the little girl. Oh, that's what you like? Yes, I can feel it. Your joy and happiness. And it makes me happy too. Thanks for sharing it with me, Asuka. Well, we've walked and talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go and see? Okay. There you are. I can see the fresh air has done Meteon good. Asuka wanted to learn about you and Elpis, so I taught her. About this place, about my power, about your favorite food. I'm not sure if that last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate your keeping Meteon company. While you were away, I finished speaking with our guests. Finished? Hardly. You requested time to consider the invitation, so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apologies. It has been decided that Emet-Selk and Hythlodaeus will accompany me as I tend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too. I'm compelled to remind you that she is in no way associated with the convocation. We simply chanced to meet at Populaeon. There is no guarantee that the matters we discuss will remain private. I do not mind. To see the joy her presence brings Meteon, I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. Asuka is kind, really, truly. She taught me as much as I taught her. You're coming, of course, to watch Hermes. You're bound to learn lots and lots. Lives apart. If everyone is ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward Ambystoma. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be more unruly creatures about. go find them. Hello, Hermes. This here is a new species of Petaluda we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it unto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? No. It is the presence of a soul. The soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. Just another player just runs by on Argos. Selk looking... What face is he making? He doesn't actually look grumpy. Hermes, or Nithlodeus is obviously just loving every moment of this. Because he seems like the kind of person who just is never in a bad mood. Ah, yes, lightning pneuma, just as the report said. Although we call the structure a beacon due to its form, it is in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws the pneuma here to replenish their ether. It appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the pneuma? By using this lightning converger, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball, a veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Oh. And one more. Bloop. Perfectly done, Asuka. Look. See how they gather to feed, how they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the pneuma, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petaluda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Meteon a living being? A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint. It ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Nithlodeus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you've finished already? I'm sorry. I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head east to the morning dew. As in, being sad. Not beginning of the day. I need to speak with some observers there. Do-do-do. What must they think of someone they assume to be a familiar with a soul with none? Who can just conjure wolves with water energy coming out of them? It's a Goobu.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
It's the flower.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Enteleckies. Like me.
Enteleckies?
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy.
Oh.
Dynamis, we call it. And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Enteleckies.
That's me! That's me! An Entelecki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait! A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%.
So it's the dark energy of the universe.
The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river... Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
Space girl.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an entelechy. Like me. So, are we the same? Entelecchies.
If I'm thin, it's because Emmett Selk didn't do a proper job. Well, I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination. I can't remember if it's been said inside content that we didn't see, or if I am just missing it. But somewhere in some content related to the game, they do say that the limit breaks that we do when that bar fills up is us channeling Dynamis. So that's the answer we're gonna get.
That sounds more akin to the desperate flailings of a wild beast when facing imminent death.
Of course it does.
A deficit of ether alone does not an entelechy make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You'd do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear, I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh. Emmett Selk, you have a quest for us? Their greatest contribution. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it, even if we knew. But it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. That personal grievance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive, given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial, he would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Why did you join the convocation? Oh, you wish to know why Emmett Selk was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. Ahem, it began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we're here to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. Oh no. Selk. Where's the poke? Tell us. Tell us. Fine. My apologies for the wait. I have inspected the Ampelos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it is released onto the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Charybdis. That is what we shall tend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. Okay. I understand there's a problem with one of the Charybdis. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue. The problem arose in subsequent generations. This third generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water, its aquatic origin reasserting itself in the sea. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can't get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such a change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable and flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. But it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. What? You needn't go to such lengths. You don't know. But of course not. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form, and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet, convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious to the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running about robeless. Shameful. Yet he did it to fight us at the end. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that when transformed I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. Emmett Selk, may I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight? Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Herman's committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. Silk is out of sight. Good. Let us speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Emmett Silk train the Charybdis. What? Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see ether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you described, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. Asuka, I want you to go to Emmett Selk. Tell him that you have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. In the voice chat, we have to say something to Emmett Selk. We have to say, I have a favor to ask. How far away did he go? Say, I have a favor to ask. Oh, no you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Ugh, I don't know what Hythlodaeus is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Hythlodaeus is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-weary Emmett Selk. Say, please, Emmett Selk.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emmett Selk. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, Emmett Selk. Please.
How can you say no to that face?
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
Hey, we have that mount.
I will aid it once it is taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we? You were wondering why Emmett Selk joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even, quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emmett Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve herself in the business of others. Where she walks, excitement is certain to follow. Her antics irritate Emmett Selk to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world.
So now you know why, when fighting Elpis, and we used the our Asm crystal to escape the rift, it was Emmett Selk who came and saved us from that, since he never fails to answer Asm's call.
And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Emmett Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
Okay. Oh, we wave. There it is. Emerging from his reverie, Emmett Selk notices you and begins to descend with the Charybdis. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. Dosica and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the lesson. That was... someone else is saying, that was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed, with this, we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric imbalance is capable of flight. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion, if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you to continue observing them, if that is what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place. These creatures are already here. We will spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief, as you wish. Hermes. I'm fine, don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let us return to Anagnorisis now, for now. Alright. I don't want to join the fate. What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. You merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. Alright, that's where we'll call this one for now, and pick back up next time with continuing to learn more about Elpis and Hermes.